When the weather turns cold, the battle for the warmest spot in the house begins. You can grab a blanket, or you can get a serious room heater. But which one? In the world of tech, Dyson is a huge name. This is the Hot Plus Cool AM09, but at nearly 400 pounds, it's a serious investment. In the other corner, we have a powerful newcomer, the DREO Whole Room Heater 714S. It costs only a quarter of the price of Dyson, but it's packed with features. DREO is actually the #1 fan and heater brand working to solve that winter comfort headache. So today, we're putting them head to head. Can DREO, at a fraction of the price, actually beat the Dyson? We're testing speed, noise, safety, and efficiency. Round 1, unboxing. All right, let's get into these boxes, and we'll start with the DREO 714S. The moment you lift it, you notice the weight. It's got this reassuring heft, not like some cheap, hollow plastic thing. It feels substantial, like it's built to actually last through many winters. On the table, the design is practical and modern. It has a nice matte finish that won't be a magnet for fingerprints. The base is wide and sturdy, so you're not worried about it tipping over easily. Up top, the control panel is excellent. A clear digital display and responsive touch buttons. It just feels well thought out from a user's perspective. And in the box, you get a straightforward remote. But here's where DREO really impresses. They give you every possible way to control it. The panel, the remote, a smartphone app, and even voice commands. For this price, getting that level of smart functionality is honestly unheard of. It shows they're focused on user convenience, not just looks. Now, for the Dyson. As you'd expect from a product this expensive, the packaging is very precise. Lifting it out, it's surprisingly lightweight. The build is entirely plastic, which, for the price, feels a bit underwhelming. Yes, it has that famous bladeless loop design, which is certainly a conversation starter. But that's really what you're paying for. The look. In terms of control, the story is very basic. There's a single button on the unit itself. For everything else, you have to use this tiny, and I mean tiny, remote. It's magnetic, which is fortunate because you're going to lose it between the sofa cushions. And if you do, you've pretty much lost all functionality of your several hundred-pound device. No app, no voice control. In this day and age, for a premium tech product, that's a pretty big omission. Round 2, heating speed. DREO makes a huge claim, 2-second fast heating. They say this is thanks to their 2000-watt hyperamic tech. Let's put it to the test. Okay, wow, that's immediate. I can feel warm air coming out of the DREO right now. That is genuinely impressive. DREO is blasting hot air almost instantly and can reach its target room temperature in just 15 seconds, while the Dyson takes 20 minutes. That is a staggering difference. Let's check the Dyson now. To be honest, for pure speed, the DREO takes this round, no contest. Round 3, room heating. All right, let's do a real-world test. How quickly can these things actually make a difference from a normal sitting distance? I've got a thermometer and a tape measure. We're placing the thermometer exactly 1 meter away from the heater. Fair is fair. First up, the Dyson. I'm cranking it to max power, max heat, and the 1-minute timer starts. So, we're watching the number not really change. I feel like my own body heat is making more of a difference right now. Is it on? Yes, the light is on. It's definitely blowing air. It's just not very warm air from here. And time is up. We started at 24.8 degrees Celsius. After 1 full minute of Dyson's best effort, we are now at 25.0 degrees. A stunning increase of 0.2 degrees. Okay, let's reset. Same exact test for the DREO. The room is back to 24.8 degrees. The thermometer is exactly 1 meter away. And go. Wow. I don't need the thermometer to tell me this is different. I can actually feel a wave of heat from here. This is that 2000-watt hyperamic tech DREO talks about. It's not thinking about getting warm, it is warm. This is what you expect a heater to do. It, heats. And stop. Let's look at the thermometer. We started at the same 24.8, and after 1 minute we are at 28.3 degrees. It's a real, noticeable difference. So, to summarize, in 1 minute, the Dyson made the air 0.2 degrees less cold. In the same minute, The DREO actually made it feel warm. One is a heater, the other is an expensive fan that's trying its best. Round 4. Noise level. Now for a test that's super important if you actually want to live with one of these things, especially in a bedroom, the noise test. DREO calls their system hyper-silent and claims it's ultra-quiet. But let's see for ourselves. I've got my decibel meter here. For a baseline, the quiet room is sitting at about 27 decibels. First, let's test the DREO. On full blast, maximum power, the DREO hits 44 decibels. At a medium speed, it's at 39 decibels. Very comfortable. On its lowest speed, it's incredibly quiet, coming in at just 30 decibels. You can barely hear it. Okay, remember the lowest number is 30 and the highest number is 44. Now for the Dyson. You don't even need the meter for this one. You can hear the difference immediately. It's just a much louder machine. On its lowest setting, the Dyson is already at 41 decibels. At a medium speed, that goes up to 45 decibels. And at maximum power, it's putting out a noisy 51 decibels. So, get this, the Dyson on its quietest setting is almost as loud as the DREO on its loudest setting. If you value your peace and quiet, the DREO is the obvious winner here. It's not even a competition. Round 5. Safety check. Running a 2,000-watt heater brings up an important topic: safety. Both of these have standard protections, but I want to test them. First, tip-over protection. If my cat knocks this over, will it turn off? Good. Both units pass that test, as they should. But DREO talks about an 8-layer protection system. This includes V0 flame retardant materials, overheat protection, and a cool touch case. Completely safe to touch. The case stays cool. This is a big deal if you have kids or pets. DREO has clearly put a massive focus on safety. Round 6. Features and convenience. DREO has a dedicated eco mode. You set your target temperature, say 25 degrees, and the heater will automatically adjust its power output to reach and maintain that temp, then shut off. DREO claims this can save up to 40% on your energy consumption. Dyson doesn't have an eco mode. You just set a target temperature, and it runs at full power until it hits it. The data I have shows the DREO uses just 0.25 kilowatt hours to reach its target temperature, while the Dyson uses 2.7 kilowatt hours. That's a massive difference in efficiency. Over a long winter, that eco mode is going to make a real difference to your power bill. Let's talk about how these heaters actually spread the heat around the room, because this is another area where the difference is just huge. With the DREO, you open the app on your phone and you get total control. You can make it turn side to side, with a choice of a wide 90-degree or a more focused 30-degree angle. But the coolest part is, you can also make it go up and down by 60 degrees. Or, you can have it do both at the same time for 3D heating, making sure it hunts down every single cold corner of the room. It's all done from your phone. It's smart, it's easy, and it's incredibly effective. And the Dyson? Well, on the remote, you have a button that makes it turn side to side by 70 degrees. And that's where the automatic controls end. If you want it to aim higher or lower, you have to, well, give it a shove with your hand. You physically tilt the very expensive loop up or down. It feels less like a premium feature and more like an afterthought. So on one hand, you have total app control. On the other, you're literally pushing it around. It's just another example of DREO focusing on smart, useful features, while Dyson relies on its looks. Final thoughts. So here are 5 reasons why the DREO is better. Heats up now, not tomorrow. Silent warmth, not a jet engine. Actually smart, not just expensive. Warms your house, not your bill. And you pay for heat, not for hype. So, what do you guys think? Is the DREO the clear winner, or are you still a fan of the Dyson design? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you want to check out the DREO heater for yourself, I've put a link for you down in the description. And finally, if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching.